All right. Here we go, my beloveds, coming on in to this transmission about reptilian aliens, the lizard people, the dragon people, the dragon moth people, or Mothman. So, every now and then, you guys, I cover either the Anunnaki or the reptilians every couple of months, 5, 6 times a year. This is one of those times. So we talk a lot about from the perspective of the Emerald Order teachings, also called the inner Christos, Law of One. So it's not coming really from the New Age information, but some of it may align, but for the most part, this takes into context many different dimensions and different planets and species of reptilians, not just one type. So whenever someone mentions reptilian, which one? Right? So the ones, there's big muscular ones, and some of those have wings. Okay, those are the dragons, the Draconians. That's where the word Draconian comes from the Draconian. And so this species made a race, you would say a hybrid race with the humans, which we're going to be talking about, called the Dracos. So we have the Draconians, and the race they created called the Dracos. But someone actually created the Draconians, the dragons. They're not one of the founder races. They're created by the founder race called Omicron. Okay, so there's also another kind of like equal race called Odedicron. So the Omicron, Odedicron are the OGs, original gangsters. Okay, but they created race underneath them. The Odedicron created species under them, and so did the Omicron. So we have Omicron, Dracon, and Dracos, and of course throughout the metaverse, the what the Guardians call the 15-dimensional time matrix, there's going to be many millions, probably billions of species of reptilians in the entire multi-dimensional spectrum, in the many different levels of matter form and density. So this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So this is a live broadcast, so I will be looking in on those of my brothers and sisters who are chatting and holding space with us in this transmission. Hey, Monster Quinn, good to see you, sister. How you doing? All right. Glad to have you. Chris, I think. Love the thumbnail of the Draco or other. Thank you very much, brother. I always focus on the art. It's the media, the animations, the videos. I put a lot of work into it. I do literally work almost 100 hours a week. In different parts of the year, it's over 100 hours a week. So thank you for that positive feedback. UTD in the house. Star Seeds. You said it, brother. Kevin, greetings to you, Holy One. Vato Loco, Sir Mandism, what's up, buddy? Did you see any type of glyphs or talk about reptilians over there in Egypt? Let us know in the comments. Probably not, but I'm sure they talked about Anunnaki, right? He just got, for those of you that don't know, Sir Mandism just got back from a Billy Carson Egyptian tour. Got to see all those super ancient sites, man. That's like a lifetime vacation or trip or visit, right? So, of course, people like Billy are going all the time, probably every year, I assume. And if you guys didn't know it, Carrie Cassidy does a similar thing. Now, if I had to choose an Egyptian tour between Carrie Cassidy or Billy Carson, well, it would be Carrie first, but I would still probably check out what Billy has to say, because that's a lot of intel. Machiwa. Vato Loco, what's up, brother? Celine, Machiwa sister, how you doing? How's everything going with you, sister? Hope you're doing well. Good to have you here as a moderator. Sarah Holder, also a moderator. Hello, Anahazi. So glad to see you. Much love. Much love to you, sister. Thank you so much for being here with us, right? We have Eddie family. Of course, Eddie's here with this family. Machiwa, Holy One. Holy Ones. Amare. Holy Oneness. Greetings to you too, Star Sister. So happy to have you. The more the merrier. The more people holding space in this Emerald Shield, right? That's what we are bringing together. That like-mindedness, that interest in these teachings, right? In the Voyagers, the Cathara teachings, all the other teachings that are under the Emerald Order umbrella. It's teaches us about the inner God spark. So this is something that the reptilians don't want you to realize. It's the reptilians who, by the way, have taken over a major religious organization called the Vatican. And you could say there's proof of that. And we'll be talking about that in tonight's video. But I just want to say I've talked about the Vatican and the reptilians since 2021, since I started this channel. So it's not new thing that I'm talking about, right? So thank you guys for being here. Robin Kirk in the house. Love you, Star Sister. You're always positive and kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And you guys are friends amongst each other, right? Indigo Jamie, good to have you, brother. And your fiance, if she's with you. Good to have you. So happy to see you guys on a regular basis, right? Mandy, Ann, happy to be sharing this timeline with all of you. Blessings, sister. Thank you for your positive vibes. I like the little bumblebee. Little bee, little bumblebee. I want to say that that was one of my spirit guides. I have like probably over 50, close to 75 different spirit guides throughout my earlier years that I was, working with. And I actually had lucid dreams of the bee. So that was a powerful friend, teacher, ally, energy along my journey. Thank you for sharing that, sister. Sermentism. What's up, fam? Jesse Hostine. Good information. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you'll hear some new information about the reptilians. I appreciate it. Stardust Goddess in the house. What's up, homie? Good to have you, sister. Stacy K. I think I'm an Aquarius, Indigo. Wow. You must have gone into the teachings to figure that one out. Thank you, sister, for sharing. It's always good, you guys, to have people start to realize their identity, their mission, their starseed line, their family of consciousness. What's up, sister? Good to have you. Stephen Oswald. I am Chenevert. How's it going, homie? Good. Thank you guys for being here. Mossberg Official, a.k.a. the Legend of the Alchemedon. By the way, I love your show. Thank you, Holy One. Appreciate you being here. This is a great time to be alive as we go through the spiritual awakening and learn some new intel, right? Pink Lemon in the house. Woohoo! Well, I'm glad to have you guys. This is usually when I talk about the Anunnaki or the reptilian aliens, it's usually a busy night. It's a popular topic. And so it is addressed in the New Age. They talk about reptilians. And just so you know, just like when I talk about the Anunnaki, the YouTube algorithm likes to tag on some censorship. They will add, you won't see it now, but after the live, within seconds, you will see them, you would say, attach a Wikipedia article about the lizard people. Debunking what we just talked about tonight. So you can expect that. I just want to point that out to you, that there is some censorship in all these platforms. They try to talk, cover it up. You can't talk about it. Apparently, that there's lizard people, not a conspiracy theory, but labeled as a conspiracy. It's actually conspiracy fact. Okay, conspiracy means somebody's talking about it. It doesn't go with the mainstream. It doesn't have to go with the mainstream. The mainstream is, doesn't even believe in aliens. Maybe starting to slowly people believe in aliens. Well, okay, so there's an alien that looks like a reptile. Is that real? Are reptilians real? Okay, when we say reptilian, that could be a creature on our planet. But as soon as you add an S, reptilians, usually you're talking about some creature from another world. Okay? Outside our terrestrial Earth. That's why you call it extraterrestrial. And even those who believe in flat Earth, which is a lie, a hoax, a scam, they still believe there's some other place that these beings are coming from. Even the Bible talks about beings coming from other worlds. Nephilim, Seraphim, Elohim. They talk about angels and archangels and fallen angels from other worlds, not this world. So understand, when you talk about alien beings, reptilians, well, you have to have the context. The multi-dimensional, that means more than one dimension in our universal matrix. Okay, there's 5 universes. That's considered a multiverse. And you will find these alien reptilians who are hominids. Upright. That means they're upright, legs, 2 arms, eyes, nose, mouth. These are hominids, humanoids, bipedal reptilians. Bipedal, 2 legs. Okay? And they can speak, they can use telepathy, and according to lots of people. Now remember, this isn't just one person's opinion. This is talked about amongst starseeds, amongst people seeing UFOs. Okay? So maybe they don't have tablets like the Anunnaki have tablets from Sumer. There's still records of these alien beings that we refer to as the Draconians. But just realize that's a blanket term. They're not all called Draconians, but most of the reptilians that we're talking about are within the reptilian agenda, the reptilian creed. And based on these teachings, not your brother Enuhazi's personal opinions, not something I'm creating stories about. It is actually what I'm talking about based on text and videos and ancient teachings from the Emerald Order. Okay, so people will leave a nasty comment in some of my reptilian videos saying, I'm making stuff up. You guys, everything I'm going to speak about is coming from these books or these videos since 1998. They've been around. So we're talking about hundreds of video workshops based on called the Emerald Order teachings. Our teacher, Ashana, calls it MCEO. They're referred to as MCEO. Melchizedek, Cloister, Emerald Order. I shorten it down to Emerald Order. Okay? But just realize that's the first part of it. Melchizedek, Cloister. Cloister means starseed. So before some haters, trolls, where are you getting this from? It's not from my imagination, okay? It's based on a huge spiritual tome of knowledge. And they talk about the alien beings involved in the human drama. And that's exactly what's going on with these beings. It's part of the human problem that affects Why it's a spiritual topic is because it affects our spiritual awakening, because they don't want us to awaken. You know, the Draconians, the gray aliens are part of that. The Draconian agenda. Realize that there's an original source for all of these beings. It's called the Seraphi. The Seraphi gold flame. Always have been guardian beings. Now, some of the races of the Seraphi, gold flame Seraphi, have fallen. The fallen Seraphi are called seraphim. So seraphim is reference to a fallen angel, a fallen consciousness, a fallen race. You'll hear this word used in the context of angels, lovely angels. They're reptiles, they're dinoids, they're insectoids, they're bird people, they're mantis people. This is the whole category of seraphim, not just some reference in the Bible. Okay? And so we talk about the original reptilian, you guys, the first ones. Now, there's a small little difference here, but Omicron is partially reptilian, but the real reptilians are the Adedicrons. And they're winged. So, but the interesting thing is that the Omicron are also winged. When you talk about the top dogs, the original OGs of the reptilians, we got the winged Omicrons and the winged Odedicrons. By the time you get to the Dracons and the Dracos, there's no more wings. But up there, the royals, the big daddies, they're winged. Okay, so you think of this Omicron is described as dragon moths. Well, you know, a dragon is a reptilian type of creature, but also it's really a dinoid creature. Dinoids is a plural form of dinosaur. Dinoids. So dinoids, that's what the Omicron are. Their Odedicrons are, I would say, dinoid / reptilian / insectoid, you know, because we also know the insectoids are in the gold flame. Omicron is gold flame. Odedicron is gold flame. No longer guardians. They originally were. That's one thing I want to say about these fallen angels. You don't like that word? Okay. Negative aliens. Because some people don't like the spiritual talk, and then some people don't like all this fallen angel talk, you know, or aliens from other world talk. But you guys realize it's the same thing. Okay, so angels are ETs, archangels are ETs, demons are ETs, Anunnaki are ETs, reptilians are ETs. They're all aliens, dude. You don't go the other way and say, oh, that's a demon, when you're pointing at a reptilian. You got it backwards. The demons that are creatures being called demons are aliens. But we can argue till we're blue in the face about that. It's a small problem to argue about, silly. It's the same thing to be silly about what are these creatures called. Because people are calling them drakes. No, that's from World of Warcraft, homie. What is a drake? Okay, let's look and see what they say about a drake. I'm not trying to make a big deal. I just want to get it out of the way, right up front. A fantasy creature. Are we talking about fantasy creatures? In mythology and fantasy, a drake is often used to describe a type of dragon. We're not talking about drakes. Okay, we're talking about Dracon. Let's get it right, because it's an actual race. That's the name of these beings. They're called Dracon. Drakon. But go ahead and call them Drakes if you want to. And so remember, this is where the word Draconian is coming from. It's a large blanket word, but it's pointed right at the Dracon. So the insects are friends with the Dracon. They're both seraphim races. Remember, I said seraphim, fallen angelic races, negative alien races. So they're friends with the Draconians. Okay? The Adedicron are friends with the Draconians. They weren't always. But their family, you could say like cousins related, because they're all coming from the gold flame. Has nothing to do with us. Even though you may hear some new age conspiracy theories that, oh, they made us. BS. Sorry. Neither did the Anunnaki. We talk about where the Anunnaki are coming from in their genetic lines, and we talk about where the reptilians are coming from. I've just been covering it right now. So maybe you think some other race with a different name. Excuse me. Remember what I said about context? Dimension 1. Subatomic particles. Dimension 2. Plant life, animal life, and fairies, like elemental life. Third dimension, okay? That's where we find ourselves. The humans. That's not where only humans live. I mean, this is a level of creation. This is where humans exist within the third dimension. And then that's a one universe. The next universe, dimensions 4, 5, and 6, astral, archetype, celestial, or also called angelic. You guys, we still haven't mentioned the reptilians yet. You see how they're way above us. So the third dimension, universe, dimensions 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now we found something. There is where you find Dracon. But the Omicron are the ones who created them. They're in the higher universe, the avatar level. So we're talking about dark, fallen angelic avatars. These beings are 10th dimensional. Anunnaki are 11th dimensional. And the Lyran Anuhazi cat people are 12th dimensional. You see the difference. Okay? Now, you'll learn a lot about this if you guys are really interested in the Voyager's book by Al-Shanadine. Okay? And so it talks about the original fall. Okay, just listen to that term for a minute. The original fall. That means they weren't fallen before. These beings were blessed before. Just like all races, all started blessed. Even that is talked about, that type of concept, that idea is also in the Bible. Okay, so we can't agree there. That all the angels were once good. Even the morning star, Lucifer, was once good. Same with the reptilians. They were all blessed beings. They used to all be blessed. They used to all be, serving light. Excuse me. Serving, oh yeah, I gotta light up and stuff. Serving light, serving unity. They used to serve the law of one. That's when they were called Seraphi. But then the original fall happened. Now I just talked about 5 different universes. So the humans and the first universe, the lowest universe, they think it's only 13 billion years old. I'm sorry, but by the time you get to the 5th universe or the 4th universe, the Avatar universe, they talk about these beings falling 250 billion years ago. Okay, so maybe some people want to argue about that. Let them argue about that. It's much more ancient than most people can imagine. But this is when these dark avatars were started to fall. They were created. The Seraphite guardians, the Elohai blue flame guardians, the Brahmarama violet flame guardians. They were all created 950 billion years ago. That's almost 1 trillion years old. Okay? That's how old the these reptilians are 950 billion years ago, which they fell 250 billion years ago. So that means they all got along for 700 billion years. Okay? They all came out of the cradle of Lyra. There was 3 main planets where all these races were created on. The blue flame Elohai were created on planet Aramatena. The violet flame Brahmarama were created on Avion. The third one, tonight's topic, all these reptilians, birds, insectoids, dinoids, they all came from Vega. So these beings are originally from Vega. But after the fall, 250 billion years ago, they moved to Orion. This is why you hear a lot of people, contactees, abductees, have mentioned the reptilians, experiencing the reptilians, and understanding that they come from Orion. This is where they are now. This is where the gray insectoids are. This is where the praying mantis beings are now. But they all came out of Vega. So that's where the origin is. 250 billion years. Okay? So it moves in. This is way before humans were created from the blue flame. Okay? From the Elohai, Anuhazi, Lyran Anuhazi, Lyran Siren, and then of Orifeme, and then Orifeme, Turanesium, angelic human, and then the human race who fell. So that's our line. And then I just gave you the reptilian line. Now, Omicron creates Dracon creates Dracos 1 million years ago on our planet. So this whole idea that there's reptilians on our planet, there's reptilians amongst us, that's because they were amongst us, literally, you guys. You had the Dracon, okay, not the original Omicron. You're not going to really see much of the Omicron. You'll hear about them. I remember our teacher, I just showed you her name, Ashana Dean, Iyasha Ashana, talking about how you can go to some UFO conference. There's all kinds of conferences for starseeds, indigos, abductees, contactees. Most of them are in the East Coast, like California. There's all kinds of, seminars or workshops or whatever you call them. And then there's some on the East Coast. But I've been to some of them on the West Coast. So if you have your astral vision turned on, you can look at different people at these events. It doesn't have to be one of these events. It could be anywhere in the world, but that's a concentration of them. You will see in their fields, their biofields, the aura, attached Mothmen. This is where some of the reportings have been. Hello, dark avatars feeding off of some human who's clueless. And so you can also see reptilians in some people's biofields. But there's a unique situation here. There's something called hybrids. So yes, reptilians are actually here. They're in outer space. They're in UFOs. They're in different planets. They're in motherships. But they're also here on the ground as looking like human beings because they're hybrids. Not only is there great alien hybrids, there's Anunnaki hybrids. Well, there's freaking turtle people hybrids like the Necromatons, but there's also reptilian human hybrids. So 1 million years ago, it talks about that. There's a whole chapter on it. There's a whole chapter on when the Omicrons came here. I'm sorry, their children, the Dracons came here. 1 million years ago, that was human seeding 2. Okay, maybe some of you, that's the first time you've heard of it. But we have human seeding 1 wiped out by the Anunnaki, which was several millions of years ago. But then human seeding 2 also failed because the reptilians were here. Their presence was here 1 million years ago. And that's when the Dracon came on down, took some human Egyptian DNA. So it's a human, Egyptian, mix it with reptilian, Dracon. A Dracon Egyptian is a hybrid creature called Dracos. That is where Dracos came from. And you notice how they're created on Earth? They are earthlings. The Nephilim, or the Anunnaki, made the same thing called a Nephilim. They're also earthlings. But what's interesting is these creatures want to say they have some claim on the planet because of that. But first of all, their original DNA is not from our world. That's from Orion. And also, they never had permission to make a hybrid. Okay? So they don't have claim here. As a matter of fact, the Guardians kicked them off. They kicked the Nephilim off. Of course, they've had time since, that was millions of years ago. They've had time to come back. But, just realize that, yes, we're talking about extraterrestrials out here in space, but we're also talking about reptilians looking like humans. So this is why they have a huge advantage over us. They can confuse us so easily. They can put us on certain agendas, mess with our DNA, mess with our consciousness. Hello, Vatican, mess with our spiritual beliefs. So this is what we're talking about tonight, you guys. Thank you for joining us. Let me just check in on chat. HV in the house. Good to have you. She says, hello, beautiful souls. Amber Anderson in the house. Thank you for being here, Starseed. Much grateful to have you here, Amber. Thank you for being here. Higher Dimensions in the house. Yo, agreed 100%. Give me 5, brother. What's up? And not everyone will agree. And I just want to acknowledge that real quick. You guys, guess what? We can peacefully agree to disagree on certain things. Maybe there's some things here that I cover that you agree with. Like a brother or sister has said. There's some things you may not agree with. I just want to say that's okay. Did you know we can still be friends and still love each other? Unity consciousness, Christ consciousness. We can still disagree and not judge each other. I'm getting judged all the time. People still writing me messages, telling me what I should do and shouldn't do, how they get triggered by some of my content. You guys shouldn't be getting triggered. Okay, we should be in control, in self-control of our energies. And I mean that honestly and sincerely. We can be peaceful and agree and disagree and still be friends. What's up? Some will say, nah, I'm not going to be your friend. And that's okay too. Bless you. You see, our responsibility, well, that's one of the 12 attitudes of mastery right there, responsibility. Our responsibility is to live our life Christ-like. I don't mean Jesus from the Bible. Bless Jesus, because there was 3 of them. We're talking about the real one that the Guardians you will hear it or read it in this book, is called Jeshua 12. Because that's a 12-strand avatar. And then there's a Jeshua 9, the 9-strand avatar. That's the Anunnaki topic. That's a different topic. But just letting you know that the soul essences of these reptilians are coming from the avatar level. So they're dark avatars, what we call fallen angels. Okay? These malevolent ETs, these fallen angels, have their own agendas. Let's look at what some of those agendas are. I'll share with you on the screen Voyagers 2, but on the screen as a PDF, which every one of you can download, and I'm sure one of my moderators will give you a link. It's all free, you guys. All this information is free. You don't have to rely on me and my videos or my membership area. It's all free. And it will take you a lifetime to study it. Machiwa. Here is one of the free booklets. Or if you can also support Ashiana and go to her website, 111 people. Did you guys see that? 111. Oh, Stardust saw it. Sarah saw it. So yeah, this is like I'm a student of Ashiana. I don't agree on everything, but I love her. Bless her. You can even go to her website if you want. We're not trying to stop anyone from following her work. So this is her work. It's just older work. And I got the PDF online, right? Sometimes I have to, let me close this window and refresh this window. Thanks for your patience. It's coming, it's loading for me. I'm waiting for it to load. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, loaded. So let me go right to the bookmark I have here, intruder races. That's what the Guardians call them. They call them intruder races. Fallen angels, negative aliens, Illuminati races. So let me find the actual reptilian though. Well, actually, here's one of my points I want to make, how the gray aliens are friends. They're friends. And you look at the back of close to the end of the Voyagers 2, you'll see this section, what I just showed you. And you look at core agendas. They're part of the Zeta, because they're Zeta, so they're part of the Zeta, Pleiadian, Nibirian agenda. Remember, we're talking about their agendas. Their agendas. And so one of them is the Draconian. Because remember, the Zetas are one with are also gold flame as the Dracon. They're also, well, that's called the Draconian Orion Confederation. This is a big deal, you guys. This is what they represent. And it tells you what all their associations are. But let me find the actual Omicron. Omicron, remember, is one of the big OGs, along with the Odedicron. So you look at there, once again, this is all marked up because I've been studying this for a long time, so I got all kinds of notes. But once again, there it is. Draconian Orion Federation. DOC. We saw the Zeta are part of it. The Omicrons are obviously the ones who are part of it. Here's the Dracos, the Earthlings. The reptilian Earthlings from that are trying to take over our planet. Core agenda. Once again, Draconian Orion Confederation. Whatever you New Agers are saying, this is what the Guardians are calling it. This is what they're part of. I mean, the Dracos and the Dracon and the Omicron so far. All of them are part of, here's the Odedicron, the last race that I wanted to talk about. Let's look. They're also part of the Dracon Orion Confederation. But they're also part of, this race in particular, are also part of the Pleiadian Nibirian Coalition. So, since we're talking about the Dracon, which is under the Omicron, you'll look and see the Omicron is a bipedal dragon moth, insectoid, and there's that word there, dino. I'm not making it up. I told you they're part dino, part insectoid, and part reptile. This is why the dragon moths are very interesting. Sorry, it's my Windows. Actually, before I got good at AI art, there's an early stage of the Omicron I want to share with you. Let me find it real quick. Just take a couple seconds to pull it up. Omicron dragon moth. Now notice in Ashiana's videos and booklets and PDFs, there is no pictures of these beings. So I had to go and base it on what I have seen or what I've read in the descriptions of this information. So let me pull up Photoshop and bring that in. Here we go. Imagine a being that's part, what did we just read? Part dinoid. No, that was the dragons. When you talk about that, that's the dragons. But this being is, look at this being. It's insectoid, insect wings, not exactly like a bat or reptile wings, right? A hominid, a bipedal being. You can tell it has some insect features and reptilian features. So let me see some of these other pictures. I can't look at the, I mean, I can't see all the small thumbnails. I'm not trying to show you all of these. I'm just trying to find the best ones, but I can't tell. Some of these are just concept art that I, was working my way towards the final renditions of these creatures. This is the Omicron, the ones that look part insectoid. How cute. They're not all cute. I mean, remember, this is just an artist trying to make pictures of this creature. So I'm trying to get the spirit or the idea. Let me just check in on the pictures. I got to refresh my screen every now and then to make sure I'm not messing things up. But it always takes 5 seconds or more. Okay, yeah, it's all good. So, yeah. I'm almost done. I just want to show a couple more here. Hello, Mothman. I know all of these are not perfect, of course, but some of these are pretty good. I mean, pretty accurate. These are like the earliest ones I was making. I was trying so hard. Sometimes it takes a while to figure this out, to figure these beings out. I mean, the appearance and the artwork. It takes a while, man. That's the dragon. That's not really an Omicron. But sometimes I have to use those pictures to come up with these pictures. You see what I'm saying? I have to work it out. So this gives you a gist. It gives you an idea. But I think, let me see. No, let me show you which one I think is probably the most accurate. Something like this. Something more like this. But anyways, let me go back. This is the one who created all the other, no, I'm sorry, correct myself. What the shit? Window capture? I had window capture on. I don't know. I hope you guys saw all those pictures. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Someone write in chat if you saw those pictures, if I didn't mess up. High Priestess Heart is talking about one of her experiences. Thank you, Robin Kurt. Yeah, so that is Omicron. Okay, now let me show you what some of the Odedicron. Now remember, those are simply winged reptilians. They don't have the dinoids, so they're not buffed and muscular like the Dracon are. They're described, and a lot of people, UFOs, abductees, contactees, have seen these beings. You know, when you're a starseed, you're being abducted. You literally have, it's not just a psychic thing, man. Even though some of it will appear like just psychic, but you realize these beings are actually interacting with you in a different frequency dimension. Let me see here. Jesse Starseed! Thank you so much for supporting this work, Holy One. You're awesome, brother. You also left a message. Thank you, Christos, for your work. You've played a part in my ascension. I'll never forget that. Greetings, family, from the stars. Machiwa, Holy Ones. Yes! I love how you say that, brother. Thank you for Shouting out to all our brothers and sisters who are also following this journey, right? And sometimes we have to talk about negative things. We're not love, light, and clueless. We inform ourselves, okay? We're love, light, and informed, not clueless. Because there's certainly no shortage of love, light, and clueless. Now, love and light, yes, but it is those people just stuck in love and light. I don't want to look at nothing negative. I will not talk about nothing negative. That's cluelessness. We talk about the darkness. We talk about the trauma, what they're actually doing to us, what they have done to us millions of years ago. This didn't start in the New Age, honey. This started in Atlantis, okay? They've been effing with the Lemurians, the Atlanteans. They're effing with us. And according to these teachings, they're the ones who took over parallel Earth, who did take over. That's history. They're in E.T. martial law. It's the Dracos, the children of the Dracon, the Earthlings that were created here. You call them Earthlings because they're from Earth. They were created on Earth. So there are also Earthlings. So the Dracos, Earthlings, I haven't made a video about the appearance of the Dracos, but there's no really point except showing the Atlantean Dracos maybe, but the Dracos in general look human and also described as shapeshifters, like some of our animal kingdom. Even the octopus can change its color completely. Some animals can create differences in their shape. Shapeshifters, reptilians, it's in their blood. And so I know an octopus is not reptilian. I'm just naming one of the examples, like a gecko or beings, little creatures that can change their appearance in some way or some form. Well, you understand, I've had to make this explanation before that our animal kingdom is all based on the stars, okay? These are two-dimensional, or you could say, I meant to say two-strand. That means, when I say strand, that means DNA strand. So, the creatures on our planet, lizards, for example, are two-strand beings. But the aliens who are upright, okay, they have 10 strands. 10 strands or less, depending on where they're coming from in the Orion system. Maybe it's a lower dimension. Maybe it's holographic universe 1. Or maybe it's holographic universe 2. Density universe, holographic universe, same thing. So that would look different. Okay? So, and also keep in your mind, when you start talking about reptilians, there's different ones. And they're going to have different appearances. An Omicron, let me show you I showed you what they look like. Now let me show you what the winged reptiles, they're called Odedicrons. So we showed the Omicron, now let's show the Odedicron. And we'll also show references or some of the information that what they have done, some of the horrible things they have done. Okay, so I'm on Omicron. Let's go to Odedicron, which are basically where gargoyles come out of. What's a gargoyle? Look at a gargoyle. It's a reptilian-looking creature with wings. Hello, Odedicron. Now these I can tell a little bit better which one are the ones I'm trying to show you. So let me pull that back up. Winged reptilian, alien creature from another world. Hello. You want to see where this word demon is coming from? I mean, look at pictures of demons And now look at the pictures of these reptilian beings. And we know, I just explained it earlier, you will see them in people's biofields. Hello, demons. This is your demon. You got it backwards, religious people. These aliens are not demons. Demons are aliens. Your logic is backwards, because that's what the Bible is trying to train you in. Remember the Vatican taken over by the Reptilian Machiwa. Now here's a hardcore. No, that's not what I meant. But it looks like a gargoyle. This is all my artwork. For some of you just coming on in, I try to make them as real looking as possible, not cartoonish looking. I can't always make them realistic looking, but I'm trying better and better, especially as the technology evolves. I can do it better and better. Now I'm making videos of these beings moving. So it's more, you can understand it better. You can see it better. Once again, do these guys look nice and friendly? Okay? Why do you think we're worshiping snakes? Or have been worshiping reptiles, dragons? Why are we being shown dragons all the times in the movies? I gotta move my browser around. Hey, I can't believe this thing is always off. Oh my gosh, 250 people. Welcome all of you holy ones. This is kind of like a record on my channel. So this is, we're just going and showing what some of these reptilians look like, and there's several different species, and this is one of them. They're called the Dedicrons. These are alien beings from different planets. Different species are going to be on the same planet or different planets. And so we're just finding out all the horrible things they've done to us in Atlantis. They actually murdered the humans. Understand? Because of the reptilians a million years ago, and I know some people are going to say we didn't exist a million years ago. According to your science, right? And your biology. So this is giving you an idea. Now, let me show what the dragons look like. These are not the dragons. They look more like bat creatures or vampire creatures, you know, winged reptilians creatures. So let me pull up the Draconians, Dracons. Actually, that's not a good example, because I was trying so hard to get a type of wings on there, but they're more like this type of wings. Now, this isn't all based on one person's opinion. Lots of people, if you want to go look in Google, you will see what these creatures look like. Same one, sorry. Where do you think we get our dragon myths from? I mean, why are we so obsessed, and even a lot of us love dragons? I'm not saying it's bad or something. I'm just saying, where is that stemming from? Where is it coming from? Our idea of dragons, our fantasy images of dragons are coming from aliens, vatos. These are beings, you know, they don't need clothes like we do. They're going to be in spaceships like any other alien. As a matter of fact, these beings use technology. They don't have life force in the Phantom Matrix. You understand? The Phantom Matrix is without life force, without an aura. This means they can't rely on those spiritual technologies. So they're relying on technology, normal technology like spaceships and stuff. So this gives you an idea about the Dracon, or the dragons. And, you know, they consider us superior. I mean, they consider them superior to us. And they're going to weave in and tell you that they created us. No, okay, so let me ask you, all you people following that, okay, Was it the Anunnaki who created you? Or was it the reptilian who created you? Neither one. Okay? Now, it's tricky, because are we talking about the body, or are we talking about the soul essence? Okay? Because the soul essence goes into the human body on earth. It's called a hybrid. And according to these teachings, not New Age, not religion, according to the Emerald Order, innerchristos, Law of One teachings, the hybrids are an agenda. Okay? The soul essence incarnates. You talk about reincarnation. That's a common idea, right? The soul goes into the body. You're not the body. So we have a human-looking body with a bunch of reptilian soul essences inside. So they look like us. This is the whole point of making a hybrid. You don't make a hybrid that doesn't look like the being that you're trying to copy. You remember those old horror movies, like Body Snatchers? This is what they're doing, you guys. They create the bodies so they can send their soul essences into the hybrids. Now we have hybrids making babies and generations of hybrids. And now you have generations of humans in certain countries. Mostly they're going to be coming out of these certain races. I'm not going to call them out, but you can probably figure it out. Certainly there's individuals here, individuals there. But we know, since it was a long time ago, I can name one example. Like the Anunnaki are one example. Oh, here's another way to get an idea. Here's another way to get an example of these beings and who they may be on our planet, who we can point a finger at, but we don't do that. We're loving, guardian, unity, Christ consciousness people. We don't point out so people can what? Try to hurt them or based on what we said. So, but the Sumerians were Anunnaki soul essences, man. That's according to our teacher, Ashana. And let me switch to this PDF since I'm already on the Omicron. The Omicron infiltrated human tribe. Who did they infiltrate? Who did they combine with, maybe? Well, let's just say they infiltrated the Middle East, Persia. Oh, let me think for a second. Is there any artwork of reptilians in Persian art? Interesting, right? Look who they are. This is a hybrid of plus the starseed Hebrew plus a Hebrew plus an Akkadian. Babylonians, Sumerians, Akkadians. Oh, gee, the Taliban. Okay, so they infiltrated the Taliban. Interesting information. Let me zoom out. Of course, Sumeria, because they don't like having the Anunnaki have all the action. Okay, Ionian. That's a mixture between Etruscan and Roman. Okay? That was infiltrated by the Omicron dragons, Draconians. They got some influence or infiltration going on in German and Russian. They got some infiltration going on with the Anglo-Saxons. Vikings. And something to do with China. The Yu is a reference to a starseed race. There's a starseed race called Yu. And also Mu. Interesting. Mu and Yu. So, plus you get to see what did these Draconians mess with on our planet? What have they influenced? Or what have they created? Well, this is some of the things that they're known for, what they have created or what they have influenced. And when I say influenced, I mean, what have they distorted and once was good maybe, and now it's no longer good. The Knights Templar. What a surprise, huh? Let me zoom out. How about the Roman mafia? The Romans, you know, Vaticans, they got their own gangsters. There's a raiders called the Scots. That sounds like Scotland. The McDonald's. The McDonald's were infiltrated by the reptilians. Some of the I don't want to say that hashtag on the live. You know, those naughty Germans, creeds, they influenced that. They've influenced, this is very interesting, you guys. Black Sun mystical schools. Now, the Black Sun is reference to the DNA template of reptilians. Okay? Because we've heard of, there's Diamond Sun. That's the human genome. And then there's the Omicron template. The Black Sun. But there's the Anunnaki have their own template. The Belil Sun. B-E-L-I-L. Belil. So let me show you the freaking Omicron reptilian type of DNA on the screen. And I don't believe I've ever shown this before. Wait. So let me pull it up real quick. I gotta open that. Because it just trips you out, man, when you realize all these connections that some of the New Agers are trying to talk about and mixing it up and confusing everybody. This is coming from the Emerald Order teachings. So let me pull that up. What is it? Okay. Still not getting it right. So let me go to a different KS text Master Templar, and that would be, here we go. Okay. Well, just let me switch and we'll look for it together. So let me find it here. I have to scroll down because I don't think I got no, I don't got it here. I don't got a bookmark directly to it. Will this thing please scroll normal for me, please? Okay, here is Black Sun. No, this is Diamond Sun. Okay, the reptilians are not the Diamond Sun. That's the humans. And notice it says how many strands are in the human DNA. Our scientists are trying to tell you only have 2 strands. Well, granted, the other 9 strands are in your junk DNA. But anyways, let's look at the different DNA. Okay. This is the Templar Sun DNA of the Nephilim, Anunnaki. That's not what we want. That's a 9 strand. The 666 DNA. Belil Sun, I mentioned that. 10 strand. Black Sun is also 10 strand. So I mentioned how the seraphim are fallen angels. Okay? There's the Dracon we've been talking about. They're part of this. Notice it says reverse DNA. You guys, that's the clue that they're coming from Phantom Universe. They have a reverse consciousness. They have a reverse DNA. What kind of being do you think comes out of that? Okay? Also the Orion Draconian Anunnaki. Now that is a mixture between reptilians and Anunnaki. And they would have this reverse DNA. Black Sun. Where's that word come from? Right here, baby. It's a reference to DNA of reptilians. Also the beings called Nephilim, Nephite Dracons. The Dracos that were created here. That's why they're called Dracon human hybrids. Because they came here, mixed it with an Egyptian, and here we go. Now we got some hybrids. Now, these soul essences of the Black Sun will come into these Dracon human hybrids walk amongst us. Look human because they're part human. And also, this is the DNA of the Kurandara Nephilim Dracos hybrids. So that the Dracos is a hybrid, but then they add more DNA to it. Now it's a different hybrid. And any type of hybrid human lines. So the black sun, man. You've heard about the black sun, yes? So let me check it out on chat. It gets interesting, right? Wow. Yeah, you're right. This is a record. So you guys, wait, do I still have the reptilian on the screen? Let me make sure. Because sometimes I've left the picture of the reptilian and you're like, what? Yeah, you guys, please hit that like button. Let's get the algorithm, because we want to see more of this information, more of these pictures. Yeah, it's just a popular topic, you guys. So basically, the diamond sun, or I'm sorry, the black sun is mentioned in New Age. Of course, you're going to have some twisted ideas about black sun. You're going to have twisted ideas about seraphim angels, about shape-shifting reptilians. Okay, so now you understand where this word lizard people is coming from. Okay, they're people, they're hominids, they got arms and legs like a humanoid being. But we know they're coming from Orion, a different planet, a different genome, a whole different attitude. Okay? And they come to our planet. And we showed you they're part of the Draconian Confederation. They have an agenda. And they're against Creator God. They're against the earth. So they're anti-God, anti-earth, anti-Christos. The Christos races. They're anti-earth. They're anti-human. But you're going to get plenty of people worshiping these beings, especially in the New Age. Oh, you're going to get all kinds of earth history. You got earth history confusing the F out of you. Now you got all kinds of people saying, oh, the reptilians are this, and they do this, and they list examples on our planet. But these beings, this information is not coming from this planet. This race is not coming from our planet. This agenda, the Draconian agenda, is not from our planet. These are beings who have taken over. Hear it again carefully. They have taken over parallel Earth. We have Earth, yes, but we also have a phantom Earth. Okay, we here, how you doing, Vatos? We're in the particle universe, in our regular Earth. That's the original, and then there's a copy. You would say the antiparticle version of Earth. It's easier to say parallel instead of antiparticle. But basically, there's a parallel Earth there. There's a parallel you there. And they took that over. These reptilians, called the Dracon, the dragons took us over. With their friends, their buddies, the Zeta Gray aliens. So they're part of the Draconian Confederation. Coming out of Orion star system. Coming to Earth. Because why? If they're so advanced and they're way out there, they're called dark avatars, and why are they messing with little old humans in the 3D? Because if you didn't know it, we've had wars in Gaia, which is density universe 3, also called holographic universe 3. Man, we warred at that high level. That's the archangelic level, also called the oversoul level. We've warred with them down here in the second universe called the holographic universe 2. Okay? And we're fighting with them down here in the Odedicron universe. I said that wrong. The holographic universe 1. So in 9 dimensions, we're fighting with these reptilians. They're not our friends. They're anti-God, they're anti-Christos, they're anti-human. And so whatever game people are playing in the New Age, saying that these beings are good, you know, what are people saying? Hey, if you guys disagree with this message, you can voice your opinion here in chat. Just be respectful to everybody else, you guys. So you can disagree, just be nice about it. Because it's curious what people are saying about these reptilians. And let's look at some of the things they're known for. What have these reptilians done? So let's look at some of the things they've done. Because we listed some of the things they're associated with. Because they're not good guys, but people are thinking they're good guys. Besides the black sun, you get shamanism distortions. Even though we respect Native Americans, right? Some of their teachings, just like everybody else's teachings, have been affected, have been influenced. And these ones have been influenced by the Draconian ETs, specifically Peruvian and African. And also, they're the ones who brought us voodoo, Haitian and African voodoo. You know, these beings are freaking demonic, satanic. As a matter of fact, Luciferians come out of Anunnaki, but the Satanists come out of reptilians. And wow, look at this. They affected, you could say, created the Roman Catholic control creeds. Okay? Anything trying to control you is obviously a phantom, obviously negative, is running these dark agendas. They have also affected and influenced Toltecs and the Aztecs. They have influenced and affected the Inca. They have distorted some of the Islamic teachings. They have influenced the Wiccan and pagans. For your information, Reiki comes from reptilians, homie. So obviously are you surprised that there's distortions in it? Our teacher talks about it in Cathara Biospiritual Healing as we are learning how to heal with your hands. You're going to learn about the distortions in Reiki. But our teacher also tells you or helps you how to fix your distorted Reiki distortions, right? So this is just the Omicrons, you guys. Look at what the Dracons, the Dracos, they too have also messed with. Now remember, these are Earthlings. They've lived here. So they've messed with various shamanic traditions. So you guys, even I have been interested in shamanism. But just understand there are some pitfalls in shamanism. These beings, the Dracos. Let me look at that real quick above where it shows the races. Dracos. There it is. Dracos. One of these races. It's hard to go around this thing. Human hybrid, and people are calling it. They've seen them shapeshift. You know, they show these old videos of George Bush Sr. They'll show him morph, or they'll see eyes of reptilian eyes. You guys, these beings who look like humans, we've just been talking about it. Part human, part ancient Egyptian. This is where the word lizard people is coming from. Well, they're people, and they're reptilian, lizard-looking, and they can shapeshift, morph to human-like, look like humans, and sometimes lose this ability for an instant, and you can see it, notice it. Okay, just wanted to point that out. They're also, besides the Reiki, let me see. Okay, let's look at what the Dracos have done. They also, these guys are big into Drake technologies, ET contact demos. and they utilize astral sex projection. You know, I mean, they're into the astral body sex. That's what I meant. But they're excellent geneticists, but they also can utilize astral projection to initiate. So be careful who you're effing in the astral world, who you're having sex with in the astral. People think it's safe or something. No, hello, it's not safe, holy ones. Okay, and then we have the humans. They try to mess with the humans in their biofields. You know how I just mentioned earlier about UFO conferences? You'll see reptiles in people's auras, in their biofields. They get this whole DNA implanting thing going on. They use specific sound tones. Yeah, sure, you can have positive sound tones, but that help you. Obviously, there's negative sound tones. These ones are used for astral cording. You know, you've heard people talk about cutting cords. Well, this is where they're referring to. Astral cording, biofield tagging. They can find out where you are because they tagged your biofield, buddy. These are for the unsuspecting humans who believe in channeling, when these are the beings channeling you. The Anunnaki are channeling you. Who might question it? Let me go back to the screen. I wonder who's channeling Bashar. Who's channeling any of these people in New Age? Because you will learn in these teachings, in the innerchristos teachings, it's not safe. It's risky to channel. Guardian beings and indigo adepts do not use channeling. Okay, we go within to ourselves, to our own family, our own higher selves. Not some other race, not some other family of consciousness, not some other person or being. Okay? This is why channeling is risky. And you just saw how. Did I take it off? Yeah. Wait. Yeah. They like to meet you up and have astral sex with you. Oh, it's a human and I'm having sex. No, you're having a ritual, a black magic ritual, as a reptilian is effing you. Getting it on with the human female, human male, because so many of you like that astral sex thing, getting your biofield tagged. And I even heard, I've even read on Lisa Renee's website. It's called the ascensionglossary.com. Lisa Renee has talked about getting, you know those little things that gray aliens put inside your body? Implants. You can get implants through sex, baby. And astral sex too. You see, everything is energy. These beings have figured out the hologram. They do holographic inserts. Okay, so this is why. You don't just go have sex with anybody in the astral. Oh, it's safe. I would get STDs if I have sex in real life, but it's safe. No, it's not. There's other dangers in the astral. Machiwa. Bless all of you, holy ones, coming on in. Let me show you some of this. Let me see. I might have Dracos, but this is just regular reptilians. So let me switch to that real quick. Now, this is just a standard looking reptilian. Not any of the dragon looking ones, not any of the winged ones. But a variety of different reptilian features. And notice how they have a slightly part of the insectoid eyes, because that's part of the same family. And so I've messed around with a bunch of the different appearances of reptilians, And a lot of them, remember, these are actually reported amongst people who have been abducted. And so they talk about reptilians. And while most humans don't have that ability or psychic perceptions, you know, extrasensory, they have no idea. They think it's all nonsense, or you know, people, there's all these ideas about abduction, but they don't think it's real, that an alien could look like a reptile. Like, it's so impossible, right? But realize that this is an actual thing that's being reported, and people are being abducted by them, man. That's more of a Dracon there. This is like a typical reptilian. So, and you will see these beings show up in movies, man. Right? You'll see different movies with these beings, and they'll call them something different than Dracon, or they won't use words like Draconian or Omicron or gargoyle. But you know, it's like a gargoyle is like the winged reptilians, the Dodecrons. So this is what we deal with, you guys. So happy to have some of you here. Yeah, John Starr, good question. Good question. I should have said that at the very beginning. Some reptilians are positive. Yes. So let me show you how that works. Let me bring up a diagram for you real quick, which is now buried by all these reptilian pictures. So let me bring it up in front. Remember, we all started blessed. That's one of the first things I said at the beginning of the show. It's not opening in Photoshop. Let me bring this up in Photoshop. Okay, this is what I want to explain with you. This is the context to help understand this advanced topic. Okay, this is the 15-dimensional time matrix. This is God's creation. We're existing in this leveled, 15 levels. And notice where humans are. Wait. Oh, I know what's up. My computer's slow because I probably have 100 pictures. I have to close all these pictures, man. So, and then reopen it. Because it makes your computer go like this when you have so much media open. So bless all of you guys for coming here. I know there's all kinds of different ideas and opinions about these alien beings, and someone just asked if some of them positive. So let me pull it up. I'm pulling it up. I had to restart Photoshop. So, all right, now it should work regularly. Yeah, now it's smooth. Okay, so everything started up here, you guys. Everything started at this level. This is outside the time matrix. This is where what's called the ascended masters exist. Okay, they're outside of body forms. They're pure consciousness. They never die. They're not in bodies. They are always loving and unity and positive. Well, within the time matrix, you can have distortions of that. And so I mentioned these three main races. Elohai, that's where we come out of. And that's also where the Anunnaki are coming out of, that matrix. This is the Seraphim matrix, and anything that falls becomes a fallen angel, like I've showed you. The word is actually seraphim. Okay? So yes, they all started blessed. But notice where this is, the 14th dimension. So all the Seraphim races originate from this matrix, from the Seraphim Gold Flame House of Vega, Royal House of Vega, because they all came on Vega. This is the Royal House of Avion, because they all came on Avion. The Blue Flame is coming from Armatena. They all started from Armatena. But we're talking about tonight the Reptilians. And so yes, they are blessed, and they're always going to be blessed. positive, good. These levels right here, 12, 13, 14, and 15, this is where all the positive beings are. This is why I've labeled, this is where the guardians, who the guardians are. We mentioned the word guardians. It's any being from the 12th dimension, 13th dimension, 14th dimension, or 15th dimension. Those are the positive, non-distorted beings, okay? So when we look down below, because it's a circle, it goes all the way around, right? You will see that these beings who are part of the gold flame races started to fall. Okay? And you can see that the Odedicron fell, the avian reptilians, and the Omicron fell. Remember, they're part insectoid, part dinoid, part reptile, dragon moths. And so these fell. That's why I turned them red. These didn't fall. But however, think about this. Let's say these dragons fell, right? Omicron created the dragons, and so a fallen angelic race created another fallen angelic race. But some individuals, some groups, some families of this race would not fall, did not fall. So maybe some of you are connecting to a dragon. Not fantasy, not Game of Thrones. ETs. These beings are real. Dragons are real. Hell, Pegasuses are real. I'm sure unicorns are real, but I've never heard it spoken, right? But of course, Inu and dolphins and aquatic apes, they're all real beings. Some people laughed at my video when I made it about the Ceres bird people. They think it's ridiculous, just like they think a cat people race is ridiculous, which is the highest race in this matrix. They're the 12D beings. They're the beings that we call Christos. Of course, other races have made it to the 12D, but these are the ones who started there. They started in the 12D. So yes, to answer your question, this is the Omicron or the gold flame area. Some of them are benign, good, friendly. Some of these dragons, Omicrons, some of these Odedicrons did not fall. I'm just saying, you guys, it's not normal. Normally, they're falling. So, many of you starseeds can swear that the dragon or the reptilian that you're working with is positive. Now I'm showing you how it can be positive. Because not all of them chose to fall. Some groups stayed out of the drama. As a matter of fact, I remember Ashiana talking about the original fall, also called the original sin. Notice it has nothing to do with humans, has everything to do with Anunnaki races, Anu Elohim, and Omicron reptilian dragon races. That's what the original sin was. Has to do with them, not humans. So anyways, this is our drama. This is our... Okay, I was trying to say how some of them are good. Okay, let me go back to that. So some of them are good, but most of them, as a race, they're fallen. Just so you guys know. They chose as a race to go with the false creeds of fear, guilt, sin, I don't mean sin, I meant shame. So this is the path of chaos. Okay? This is what fallen beings do. They follow, let me show you on the screen what is this Draconian, Anunnaki, demonic, fallen angelic creeds. Besides murdering and torturing and getting loose energy, getting that white powder from little kids that have been raped, tortured, murdered. It doesn't have to be a kid, but that's where the best powder comes from, they say. That's what the elites are doing. What was I going to show you? I was going to show you the gold flame. I've been showing you the gold flame. Have I not? Actually, it just skipped my brain, man. Wait a second. We got a couple here. Simone K, thank you, Holy One, for supporting this work. Looks like a lot of those people left, but that's okay. You know what? Honestly, I think it was because I was showing all those pictures. When I was showing the pictures, the algorithm picked up. So we're not going to just do that, right? Can you talk about the 5th level plasma body? It's a combo of like fire and ice, I think. It has nothing to do with the 5th dimension. Maybe you're talking about the 5th density universe. If you are, yes, it's antimatter. But I'm not going to go off topic from the reptilians. That creates problems. But anyways, just a quick explanation. That is density universe 5. We go from carbon matter, then we evolve to carbon crystal matter, and then we evolve to just silicate, crystal silicate, and then we evolve to liquid light, pre-matter. So we go from very physical to just half physical, and then barely physical, and then no physicality. Then you go into the plasma body, which is antimatter. Not the same as antimatter. It is hot plasma. Okay? It is the body of suns. It's a sun. It's a star being. And I didn't even do my incense. So, at least I was happy that message got in front of 500 people. But more people will watch it after the live is over. So, yes, and I want to say from my own personal experience, I have seen a positive dragon. It was sort of like a spirit guide. And, I mean, it looked like a spirit guide. It behaved like a spirit guide. And I've seen many dragons. And most of the experiences I had with dragons have been positive. And quite frankly, very emotional. Like when I watched Game of Thrones, it was a very interesting show, right? But when the dragons came on the show, when they were, it really moved me inside, you guys. It was strong, it was powerful, it was just amazing to see on the screen, right? So, yes, I have some type of connection with that in some of my incarnations. But most of my incarnations are indigo children coming through the blue flame and some of the violet flame races like the Pegasi, which is the next alien race I'm going to make a video about. Right? I was debating whether it's going to be Pegasi or the dinosaurs. It's not really dinosaurs, it's the dinoid alien beings. So, and you will see this stuff about reptilians in the freaking... Darn it, why is this so hard? A little bit of amber. Please look up. Well, maybe I can just do it on the screen so we can see it. I don't really like doing that. Some things could mess that up, but let's look at it. Because some people think it's probably ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous. And I know a lot of people know about this now, but I was talking about it years ago when hardly anybody took me seriously. It's called popes. Because you can look it up yourself. Because the Pope lives in the Vatican, right? Pope's audience chamber. Or audience hall, whatever you want to call it. It should blow your mind. It should blow your mind. Let me see if I can pull that up. Window, audience hall, yeah. This is on Google, man. Notice I put Pope's Audience Hall. Okay. What does this look like? I wonder what is this? There's the fangs. There's the freaking tongue. There's the serpent eyes and the scales. And the Pope speaks out of the snake's mouth. The Pope is way up there on stage. And this is just the inside. You'll see also the outside. Well, let me close this. Here's another view. Depending on where you are on the stage. Oh, wow. This is the other side. They want more. Now the people, I never saw this picture before. Now the people are in the snake's mouth. I never saw this before. Let me go to the image tab. Okay, if you don't think that looks like a snake, a reptilian, I can't help you. See, other people are making the analogy of a snake. There's got to be better pictures here. And also, remember I said he's way up there on stage? And then there's this freaky looking statue behind him. I'm not trying to go on the actual article, but dude, one thing I want to point out, this is a major religious figure, Catholicism. People look up to him, Christians probably, realize there is no typical religious iconography on the walls, on the ceilings. No, just some creepy ass snake stuff going on. And whatever the F this is behind this holy man, if you think he's really a holy man, and then you start learning about all these clothings these guys are wearing, plus his little bishops. There's symbology, man, and you will find it's all going back to Satan and the reptilians, because that's where Satan comes out of, reptilians. And this is a godforsaken, gothic, weird-looking thing to be in a holy place. You have absolutely zero discernment. Let me find the outside. Let me put the word outside. Okay. See, they didn't just stop on the outside. Look at the inside. Do you not see the snake nostrils, the snake-looking head, the snake-looking eyes from the outside? And then there's something more about the city. You'll see more symbolism with the city of where this building is located. Okay, I don't want to do a video. Hell no, I'm not trying to do that. Stop that. Darn it. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. But anyways, I'm done with that anyways. So, wait a second. Please tell me that's... Okay. I was trying to avoid that, man. Trying to avoid a YouTube video. Anyways, I'm done with it anyways. Wow. I'm so thankful you guys said like when those people were here, because look, now there's 440 likes. And we still got 170 homies in the house, so. Jafar from Aladdin. Chan. Are pythons also a fallen reptilian? I'm not sure about that. Like a pet python ET? Interesting, right? But remember what I said earlier. Animals, insects on Earth are lower versions of extraterrestrials. Doesn't mean they're humanoid form, like human looking form. It just means that there's another version of it, a greater version of, let's say, a frog, of a python, of a skunk. You know, all these creatures are coming out of a higher DNA. This is how the hologram works. I mean, the time matrix works. All blueprints of all those creatures, every creature you can imagine, we know from these teachings is coming from the 12th dimension. A skunk has its divine blueprint in the 12th dimension. Down here, obviously, it doesn't even look close to the original. Humans, this is not what we originally look like. We're glorious, man. Okay? And then you look beyond density 2 and you will see greater versions of humans. We don't look human. We start looking like cats. Cat people. Cat humanoids. We start having blue skin, homies. Excuse me. What's up? So you can maybe appreciate, respect animal life just a little bit more. In these teachings anyways, we talk about law of one. All are one. All originate from source. There's only one source for everything, baby, and that is God. This is why we call it God source, God force. And when you go find yourself down here and you go through a spiritual ascension, you're returning back to source. You see how science thinks we came from pond scum. Science says we came from apes. BS, BS, not downwards. We didn't come from something lower. We came from something higher and fell down to this level. And what you see as Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon is a smaller version. I mean, a distorted version of the human. Not a predecessor. Not before. Okay? As a matter of fact, Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals are actually hybrids of aliens. The Anunnaki took some of the human DNA. We're not talking about the Nephilim. The Cro-Magnon is a different alien mixed with human. And you get some missing link. It's not a missing link. You understand? So this is how these beings are so clever. They're trying to make it look like, oh, they created us. No, they did not. But people will argue that. And the Anunnaki created the blacks and the Latinos. No, they did not. First of all, besides the hybrids, all humans are coming from the same source. We're all part of the same hybridization. We're all got the same 7 Earthseed races. We all got Hyperboreans, Polarians, Lemurians, Atlanteans, Aryans, Muvarians, Unchechi, or Antrians. Oh, that's the starseed races, but we all have those. We have a mixture of brown skin, black skin, white skin, red skin, yellow skin, coming from the stars. No wonder we have different looking races on the planet Earth, because they literally are from other, but it's all being combined into one. That's the whole goal. But then you got someone like the reptilians coming in, they're master geneticists. They're highly intelligent, but highly diabolical too. Remember, they're the original OGs that were going on murder sprees and dominion sprees, conquering planets, conquering races, feeding off these races. Especially when you realize these demonic looking beings coming out of phantom, and that they're finite, and the whole reason why there is worshiping in place, because that's their system of siphoning energy from humans, because you're worshiping them. If you don't see energy, don't believe in life force energy, you think it's all BS. But then there's people who actually are on a spiritual journey, learning about what these reptilians really are, not from New Age, learning how energy works. And that's exactly what these dark, malevolent beings do. Siphon your life force because they don't have any. They're in the process of falling. So let's say they're falling. Just got some little kid. I'm not going to say that keyword. You know what white powder I'm talking about. And no, not drugs. I mean the powder they do from looshing, from putting people in torture, in fear. And then you got some creator God like Yahweh trying to put you in fear, trying to keep you in shame, trying to keep you in guilt, trying to put down the women. You know, religion puts down women. So all those reptilians and Anunnaki are all racists, think they are the superior ones, at least more superior than the human. Transmute. A lot of us are awakening to our true family of consciousness. These assholes from outer space are playing you. It takes discernment. And it requires learning about the Christ consciousness and unity consciousness. Otherwise, you're going to get suckered because you don't see the original intention of and you would say, God's preference. There is a divine right order in the cosmos. Okay? That means there's no opinion to what God is. Because there's a divine right order that never changes. It will always be in, all these beings who think they're so better than us, they're racist and superior, they're capped. They can't go above the 11th dimension. Reptilians are in the 10th dimension, so they're even farther away. It's in their black sun DNA. You saw it. A reverse Nephilim consciousness. A reverse opposed to a living consciousness. You see, you take the word live because we're living. Live, L-I-V-E, spell live backwards, E-V-I-L, reverse consciousness, reverse of the living, opposite of living. This is why the opposite of reverse consciousness is into death. I made a video today, or was it today? No, yesterday, about the angel of death, which is in the Bible. The Bible doesn't call it the angel of death, but it's basically an angel that is based on death. So you can call it the angel of death. And so it has to do with the Passover. It has to do with blood. Not only are the Israelites, Hebrews, told to, the Jews at the time they were enslaved in Egypt, they were told to sacrifice, to cut the throats and collect the blood of little animals. Innocent animals don't want to die. And then after you got this bowl, it's very reminiscent because I've seen this in Viking shows. The Scandinavians are all into blood sacrifice. The Christians are into the sacrifice. The Jews are into sacrifice. Religion is about blood sacrifice. Not only was the Messiah tortured, loose energy, tortured, okay? What's that called? Mutilated. Jesus, the Jeshua 9 was mutilated, sacrificed, blood sacrificed. Just like these little sheep and goats were sacrificed, just like the angel of death went in and sacrificed a bunch of little kids and babies. Some of the firstborn were babies. Some of the firstborn are older toddlers or kids. Yahweh is a fallen angelic being based on blood sacrificing. Your supposed rapture, what is it? Salvation is based on it. Your salvation is based on blood sacrifice. Thank you for those hearts, holy ones. You see what I mean when it takes discernment? Because some people have no freaking discernment, man. I gotta sit here and make a video and show you, look, this is what your religion doesn't show pictures of. And then I made another video today about what really is Halloween. I'm going to take my little kids trick-or-treating. You guys know what that is? Once again, what is Halloween based on? Okay, I'm going to control myself. I'm not going to yell. Halloween is based on blood sacrifice. Based on a Celtic original holiday. Celtics, the Druids and stuff, would get together in nature, not go trancing along in the neighborhoods and go house to house. No, they all dressed in these solemn, scary ass, they didn't have costumes like we do. They used furs. They used fangs and antlers of animals. They dressed up like scary looking demons. And went into the dark forest and created a bonfire. Not a pleasant, friendly drum circle bonfire. Have you heard of the Wicker Man? Well, this whole thing they do in Las Vegas once a year. Okay? 1200 BC, they started this tradition. Going in and creating a bonfire or a Wicker Man. Julius Caesar wrote about this, but it's not just his record. There's many people saying this. It's about burning these humans alive, sacrificing humans. It's about it's about the blood. Because in their beliefs, the spirit is in the blood. So they want to drink the blood. Drink the blood of little kids. Drink the blood of some person for whatever reason. Maybe it was a volunteer. Sure. You saw the movie Vikings, right? It was a TV series, has like 9 seasons, some crazy ass popular TV series. This is what they do, man. They will volunteer to be sacrificed because it's an honor. Valhalla, baby! See how they turn it into an incentive. Now these demonic beings, because we're not talking about church people, we're talking about aliens. Bringing you these traditions of blood sacrifice. Remember, they get sustenance from things like blood. Because why? Because they're finite. They get sustenance from feeding off of humans. Okay, some of you starseeds have some friendly reptilian homies. Okay, some friendly reptilian guides. Okay, I get it. Just understand that most of it is fallen angelic reptilians, especially in the New Age. You're going to find it. And when it should put a shiver down your spine when I showed you those pictures of the Pope's audience hall. A sacred person. Your sacred religion is based on the false creed. That's what I was going to do. That was one of the things earlier tonight I forgot. I said, it just skipped my mind. Well, now I just remembered it. And I'll put it up before it skips my mind again. Why is this happening? My JPEGs are not opening in Photoshop, so let me fix that within a couple seconds here. Okay, now switch it. Okay. That's not it either. That was weird. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah. This is what these beings are brought to us. They're the ones that brought us blood sacrifice. They're the ones that brought us the angry, it's called burning angry Yahweh. They're the ones that brought us anger and fear and guilt and judgment. You know, people judging each other. Well, it came from the freaking false creeds of these ETs, man, who are anti-Christic, anti-God, anti-human, anti-earth. They brought you patriarchies, you know, where God's a dude and put down women at the same time. They brought us the sexist patriarchy. They brought us our identity as sinful humans when we know darn well that it was 250 billion years ago was the original sin, and it had to do with Anunnaki, Anu Elohim, and the Omicron dragon moths. Had nothing to do with humans. Humans did not even exist. But they, besides sacrifice, even Jesus talks about himself, the false Jesus, the Jeshua 9, talking about being murdered, sacrificed, doing his duty as the Son of God, the King of Kings. You hear all this Lord of Lords BS? Okay, you're taught subservience. You're taught to blind worship. You're taught that, oh, these beings created us. These beings are our gods. They're not creator, man. They didn't create humans. But this is what's in your modern day new age, homies. This is what you follow. Now, once again, there's a few of you who have some nice, sweet dragons. Most of them are not. It's a fallen angelic race. Machiwa. Yes! I think that was a good explanation of reptilian lizard people. Because I know the algorithm doesn't like that. You guys remember I told you there's some keywords that YouTube censors the hashtags? One of them is lizard people. You cannot use hashtag lizard people. Don't believe me? Check for it. Why? Why can't we talk and hashtag people so they can link to it? Why can't we have hashtag lizard people, YouTube? Why? Because they don't want you talking about those type of topics. So they will censor those topics. Did you know you cannot use hashtag UFO? You can't use hashtag UFOs. Also censored. What else are they censoring? When I was making this video, I checked those things. I have to check what hashtags I'm going to use, right? I choose 3 hashtags, and I find out the ones I can't use. And guess what one of them is? Reptilians. There is no such thing as hashtag reptilians on YouTube. It's not allowed. Okay, if they don't exist, why is there a Wikipedia attached to my video telling me about how they don't exist? Why can't we talk about the aliens any way we want to if there's some type of freedom of speech? But apparently there's not. It's very, very dangerous if you talk about lizard people. They don't want you. The people in power, which some of them are reptiles, reptilians, they don't want you talking about them. Did you guys see the movie They Live? Because we were talking about hybrids, right? This older movie now, I think it's from the 90s, right? Or early 2000s. They live. That's another way of saying they are here amongst us. Because that guy got to put on some special glasses. Whoa! And he can see them. Oh, he can see normal humans, but some of them are actually not human. They're creatures from other worlds. Wow. If you think about that, that was a very, very old one of the first type of disclosure movies. They Live is a classic. I suggest you go get it. Machiwa, go watch it. It's with some popular, he was popular wrestler back in those days. What's up, Lana? Welcome, Scotland. Bless you. Most of the video is over now, but it's already 8:20. Thank you, Lamoon Dove, for your feedback, positive feedback. Like there's lots of people being kind and friendly and respectful. But you will see, especially on my Instagram channel and TikTok channel, there's more negative people. I mean, there is bigger numbers. Like one video here will only get 2,000 or 3,000, but a video over there will get 20,000, 30,000. You see what I'm saying? But most of those people can only handle watching videos for 60 seconds. They're used to swiping. They're just swiping. Slow. No, I want to swipe. You know what started that? Was the Vines. They wanted your attention span to be 8 seconds. And then they started making 3-second Vines. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Do you know what that does to your consciousness? Now you're just only have an attention span of a few seconds, and now you're anxious and gotta go to the next one. I can't keep watching this. It's been 10 seconds. This is what society has evolved to all over the world. Don't believe me? Look at people's videos of their kids on devices and how angry these kids get when you try to take away their device as punishment. They freak the F out, man. These kids, they need it. They need this cube, this black cube. They need this stare and look and divine into. That's what these devices are. They're little boxes that we stare into. And we keep on staring into some window, some other window. So you guys, that's mostly what I want to talk about the reptilian aliens. If you want to learn more, like some of the things that they have done, well, that's what I could do right now, just real quick before I end, okay? Let's just look in the PDF, and then we'll wrap it up. I just want to show maybe some of the talk of what's happened with these beings. While some people think they're all good and all that, no. Sorry for the background noise. Here we go, back to the PDF. And they go by the race names. So we'll put, how about Dracon? Or it's probably Omicron. More Omicrons. Dracon infiltration. That's what I said at the beginning of the show 1 million years ago. That's how they created the Dracos. The second seeding. Isn't that what I told you? Was the end of human seeding too? The Dracon brought that on? The Dracon created the Dracos? Yes? There's a whole chapter on it. And Voyagers too. So if you want to learn more, I suggest you go and look at the true history line of the human race and why these beings are diabolical. And all the diabolical things that this Dracon race, a sentient, intelligent race of upright, standing, upright, standing, dragon, lizard-like beings with a tendency towards aggression and warlike behavior. Okay, this is what we're talking about. It's an actual race, People have reported this race. They have seen these beings. And look at here. Isn't this interesting? We know that this race is part dinoid, or at least it's in their DNA. Is it a surprise that they're creating certain strains of dinosaurs? Of course, this is a higher dimensional being coming down to mess with our 3D dinosaurs back then, which it says right here in Voyagers 2, dinosaurs were seated on Earth about 375 million years ago. Who cares what the F our bullshit scientists say? The Guardians are telling us the exact time frame as an experiment by other ET races, not the Dracon themselves. But let's keep looking down the list. Approximately 1 million years ago, the Dracon. We've already been through that. Wait, what was that right there? Oh, the chupacabras. Dude, the chupacabras come from the Dracons. Or at least animals of the Dracons. See, we have animals and the Dracons have animals on their planet, right? I keep calling it soul essence. The soul essence of the Dracos. This is very important, guys. This is why, understand, they're not fully human. Their soul essence is of the Dracos. Part Dracon. And this is how it all ended 1 million years ago. I mentioned this, how it was ended. Their creations became a menace to the developing races. That means the Atlanteans, Lemurians. And so they were trying to get rid of them. But this ended up in a war, man. 1,000 years war. But they were kicked off the planet at that time. I was talking about after the fact. Oh, the contamination is important. Okay, so the races back then digressed further because of contamination, Dracon contamination of the genetic lines. Man, they did it a long time ago, 1 million years ago. They're doing it now, trying to F with the human DNA. And also, why not? Some other races also tried to do this. They took advantage of us. So this will go a lot more into the history of these beings. Let me go back to the camera. I was just trying to show you some reference that there is more information to learn besides tonight. And I had our moderators give you links for free. Just go start studying them and check it out. And maybe you'll find a spiritual journey along your way. Because that's what this really is at the end of the day. We talk about fallen angels. Remember, I'll do this about reptilians every 2 months. Because we can't just let that go. We can't forget about it. Especially when we know. I should have showed you that on the PDF, but yeah, you guys, it's important to find this. I mean, to see this. It is very important to see this. So let me show it to you, please. Parallel Earth is not in here. Okay. Maybe it's in Voyagers 1. So let me find Voyagers 1. Well, I gotta open it. Let's open the PDF, Voyagers 1 file, open. Okay, now let's try it. Parallel Earth. Gotta spell it first. It's in here. Parallel Earth. 12 results. It talks about it regarding ascension because it's part of our ascension. And actually, because it's part of ascension, this is why they made sure they took it over on that side. I'm trying to find the information about... Well, it's on my freaking diagram. I didn't think about that. So since I'm sitting here trying to... Oh, wait, there it is, right there. Ha! This is so sad, but this is exactly what happened to us. I'm trying to remove this, okay. The fallen angelic legions, because that's what we call these negative aliens. They did the false coming of Christ. The false second coming drama had been successfully orchestrated on parallel Earth. You see, man, why we talk about the distortions in religion. Because this is what annihilated us or put us in slavery in parallel. All this religion BS. Parallel is a little bit ahead of our time. I don't know why it's not here, but there's something called, there was for a while a group of us that was rebels. Let me put rebel and see if I can pull it up, because I don't see it right here. I don't see rebel. What the shit? So let me look on my diagram. Huh. So let me switch to that real quick, and then we'll finish up the live. I just wanted to show this. It's on here. So, and by the way, this diagram is for sale for $15. If you guys like this information, you can download it right now. Just become a member. It costs $15, or you don't have to be a member, but it costs $15. If you're a member, an avatar member or higher, this is free. Because this is what the reptilians are going to do, man, in our particle universe. The same thing they did in parallel. Their friends, plus their friends, the Zeta Gray, they instituted, after they did the false coming of Christ, they did this one world order BS. Man, they have been wanting this one world thing, I don't like to say the hashtag, since Atlantis. And they did it by pretending with they call it the Project Bluebeam, and all this technology they use, like the the HARP project. They use technologies, and these teachings are going to teach you a lot of technologies, not just the Philadelphia experiment, not just the Montauk project, not just what they did in Hawaii or World War II, not just, you're going to learn all the different technologies they learn. They're under E.T. martial law, buddy. Oh, that's what I was trying to think of. There was a group of us called the Freedom Fighters who had not fallen under the mass mind control HARP technologies. You guys, if the Guardians are trying to tell us that on parallel Earth they used HARP and the false coming of Jesus, okay, to put us in E.T. martial law, because it's all bullshit. All that stuff is BS. All the religion is BS. All the HARP things they're doing is total diabolical stuff, man. And they want pole shift, and they will conquer us eventually. This is why the Guardians, let me switch back. If I can. Yeah. This is why the Guardians call this descending Earth. I can show you that too, but it's in there. Like 20 times. Descending Earth. Descending Earth. We exist on a descending Earth. We're on a descending Earth. We're on a descending Earth. Are you getting it? This is not an ascension planet. This is not an ascension planet. This is a descending Earth. Did you hear that part? This is a descending Earth. We're falling. This is not ascend. If you want to ascend biologically, individually, you need to do bioregenesis. That's DNA regenesis. You have to learn how to build your Merkaba. You need to learn how to build your plasma body. You understand what we're up against, you guys? I just wanted to share that before I end. And I'm not going to be getting lit tonight, so this is time. Yeah, Montego Moore. Yeah, it's deep and forbidden. They don't want you hearing about the ancient Atlantis conspiracy. They're going to feed us false, you would say, or identities, false identities. Oh, of course, we were created by reptilians. Oh, we were created by Anunnaki. You see what that does to you? Now you're no longer connected to your higher selves. You're not connected to your team because you're busy looking for your Anunnaki team. Now you're looking for a reptilian spirit guide. Now you're following reptilian or Anunnaki religions. You see why every now and then, we're going to talk about the fallen angels, reptilians, and the fallen angelic Anunnaki, because they're still being considered good guys. Just like Yahweh and Allah and Brahma are considered good guys. And Thoth is considered a good guy. Enoch is considered a good guy. Everything's been turned upside down. The opposite, the reverse. That's how fallen angels roll. Thank you, Celine. Bless you, sister. Yeah, help you guys. If any of you, we had 500 people online. If any of you could please support this work, please do a live donation for your brother Enuhazi. I live off of, I only can live off of support and donations. I could go get a full-time job, but this is my job. This is why I'm here. And now it's a group effort. So thank you guys so much for those of you who support this work. I see that there's members here. Thank you to all the members who support this work. Thank you to the moderators who also help watch our back from trolls. If there was 500 people for a little bit, there must have been some trolling. I'm sure you guys will tell me about it. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight. It's a great blessing to have you open your mind, maybe to a little bit more. Oh, my Chiwa Holy One. Thank you, Celine. Bless you, Star Sister. I love those numbers. 999. Machiwa. And she definitely supports this work. She's not just doing service, but she's also helped a lot. So thank you much to Celine. We got to hear Celine's story in that video. It's still online here, guys. We interviewed at least, 6 to 8 people, right? So take a look at that video. Safe travel? Someone traveling? Yeah, love all of you guys. And let's do our affirmations together. When you guys, if you're new here, these teachings are called the innerchristos. Now, the original word Christ comes from the word Christos. The Guardians call it Christos. Christos is a 12th dimensional consciousness. I just realized before I do this affirmation, I want to put it on the screen so you can sing it with me. Shaddai Uri. It's just a quick little easy song. So please sing it with me. And this is a powerful symbol. It's called the Akasha. Okay, so some of you will be like, okay, what does this actually say? This is what it says in English. Shaddai Ure Shaddai Ure means all embracing pillar of first cause light. What's the first cause light, you guys? The blue flame. Elohai, holy Elohai. Shaddai Ure, all embracing pillar of first cause light. Akumtun. Akumtun. I as this expression now. You are one with the first cause light. You are one with Elohai. This is why every time I connect to Elohai, I always at least say this once, if not 3 times. And I put a sample here. I'll put it in chat so you guys can, at your convenience, go listen to how people sing it and pronounce it. And I'm showing you on the screen, so, and it's not refreshed. Let me refresh it and then we'll sing it together. 144. 144 souls, baby. What's up? Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. That's Lirin Anuhazi, baby. I am Christos. I am Christos. I am Christos. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. These are some affirmations that you can practice every day. And please, you guys, I recommend you start learning techniques. You start learning the healing technologies we offer in these teachings for free. It's available out there. It's been out there for over a decade. It's been over the 2 decades. This information is here. Bless all of you. Thank you for joining us live. I'll see you guys on the flip-flop. Yeah? I'll see you soon and have a wonderful evening. And spread love around the world. Love yourself first of all. And then love the people that don't like you. And then love the whole world. It's called Omni Love. Omni Christos love, baby. Unconditional love. Peace. Grace. Namaste. Holy ones. You said it. You said it. It's a great honor to be serving with all of you. Good night, sweetheart. It's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.